Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out, though, as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. And there's a rich history of that in Formula One too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team, though, is that while the team itself is new to Formula One, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula One team? Every team needs two drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates? No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat? How are you expecting the car to feel out on track? The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them? Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way? And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
What is going on, guys? TommooGamingHD here and welcome to the F1 2020 career mode with my team Simplex Racing. Here we are in Australia with the qualifying round and we're going up for a hot lap. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro and the little bit of conversation we had with Will Buxton regarding the team, but I wanted to keep the intro quite nice and breezy. I wanted you guys to see the unveiling of the car and stuff like that, but here we are, a nice bright green mushy pea car as it's been described. We're heading into the fastest lap of our qualifying session. So the qualifying sessions is set up so it's actual qualifying sessions, so obviously we're going straight into the first of 3 qualifying sessions if we can get through. So the top 15 get through to the second running of qualifying, then the top 10 go through to the final set of qualifying. So we're here pushing in this new car, brand new. No updates have been added to it. We have had a couple of updates requested. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll see them added to the car to give us a bit more speed and stuff like that, but for now we're going to try and push this car to the limit for this first lap. This is the first lap of I think 4 we did, and it was the fastest one we could accumulate in this qualifying session. But as you can see, we're coming through to the last corner and we qualified quite high up. If you look at the screen there, the current times, we're quite far up, but unfortunately we're getting knocked out of qualifying. Yeah, we didn't do a great job and we end up 17th on the grid.
It's
finally time once again to begin what promises to be another thrilling season of Formula One action. Pre-season times, subject of so much discussion in recent weeks, mean nothing now, as the cars line up to battle it out for points once again. So let's get this season underway. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. We're a stone's throw from the enormous Port Phillip Bay for today's race at the 3.3-mile Albert Park circuit. It's a bumpy racing surface here, and the 16 corners could prove especially difficult in the wet conditions. Watch out for a safety car at some point during the Grand Prix. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
Ever since their participation was announced, there were questions being asked about whether an outfit like this could survive, and certainly it's proving to be a trial by fire so far. Let's hope they can continue to draw an investment and find a little more pace as well.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon, Kvyat, Perez, Kimi Raikkonen and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Gasly, Thomas and Kevin Magnussen, Grosjean, Schumacher, Russell and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside.
So as you saw from the qualifying screen, you can see that the Mercedes have locked out the front row. So there's Bottas in first and Hamilton in second. We qualified 17th, which is not too bad for our first outing, but our teammates a bit further down the grid in 20th position. As you can see, this is the formation lap. I've leaving it in because I think that it's quite important to see how we warm our tyres up progressing to the grid. But we're just going to run through a bit of the difficulty settings so you understand what sort of difficulty the cars are going to be at. So as you can see in the qualifying, the highest I could personally get flying lap, the fastest I could actually achieve was 17th position. I like to have a pretty much a difficult time of things to start off with. I don't want to be running towards the front of the grid at the start of a career mode. I want to build myself up towards that. So I think the difficulty is on 90. I do reduce it during the practice sessions to get those resource points in, because the resource points are so hard to acquire, and I feel like the times are very much unachievable if you keep them at a very high difficulty. It's very hard to do. But we're running with full damage. Obviously we take a hit, we're going to lose a lot of wing. I don't think I have strict corner cutting on, because I think strict really does impede everyone on the circuit. But yeah, we're going to warm up our tyres, get ready for the grid, and you know, hopefully push a few positions. As you can see, the conditions aren't exactly great. We're in a wet Albert Park here, and I've practiced a couple times in the wet on various tracks, but not this one in particular. But I'm quite good in the wet. I like to think that I'm quite a calm driver in the wet conditions, probably better than I am in the dry actually. But as you can see here, we're warming up the tyres, trying to get them nice and warm. Obviously we need the brake temps to be higher. You can see me checking the temperatures there on the right hand side of the screen, and yeah, it's all about getting a good start off the grid. We want to be powering down to turn 1 with a couple places gained. We have got Giovinazzi right in front of us, and obviously Gasly position wise to the right hand side in front of us as well. So we're hoping to gain a couple positions going into the first corner. But here you go, we are lining up for the first time this season on this new career mode. We're lining up, like I said, in 17th position. We're hoping that we can get a decent start for this new team in this career mode, and we're very excited for this. So we're lining up on the grid. I'm not too sure why everyone else was so slow behind us, but they took a while to line up for this grid. But yeah, the nerves start kicking in when it gets to this position, because you're like, right, I need to make a good start, because if I don't, we're going to be out of the race. But the lights are starting to go now. We have got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are go. So here we go, straight down to the first straight down here. We've put on the ERS, we've put it into rich mode. We want to go with a lot of speed into this first corner, but we are also very careful not to hit anyone in these wet conditions. As you can see, no one manages to hit each other. That's a very good first line, but we do get past someone on the right hand side there, and we are going into the second corner here, and we bomb down the inside of Stroll and Giovinazzi, and we're trying to hold that position there. There's a yellow flag out. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Giovinazzi comes back onto the inside there. Massive dive bomb down the inside for him. Great holding of position, and we had to yield that position. So we gained a couple of places on the first corner. As you can see, the battle right behind us, just in the rear mirror there. Massive battle up there, and that gives us a bit of space to try and come back at Giovinazzi. But a great start for us there. A massive overtake in the first 2 corners, and it puts us right back up there with the fight here. With these tyres, anything can happen. If the course starts drying out or anyone needs a pit stop, we can capitalise on that and hopefully push towards that top 10. It seems very unlikely at this point though, given our speed during qualifying. But here we go around this corner here. I was just trying to keep up with the pace, using as much of the ERS as we could, and obviously putting the engine into rich mode to try and keep on these tails. Obviously if you lose the pack, you're going to fall further down the grid. If you can keep hold of these, regardless of how fast you drive, you can keep in the slipstream, keep like a toe on the cars in front, you're going to gain positions. But here you go, we're grounding the the last corner of the lap. We're trying to gain on Giovinazzi. We're going into the rich engine mode. We've gone through ERS. We're pushing here. We go down the outside, coming into the turn 1 and turn 2, and we try and go conservatively into the corner, but we go round and we gain another position. It's a great move for us there, and that puts us up to 14th position. Great driving there for us. And Charles Leclerc has an incident. I think his engine has blown or something on the car. He's there on the left hand side, and that puts us up in position. Coming on to the next scene, it looks like Kimi Räikkönen is going very slowly. We're trying to overtake, but there's a yellow flag. We're waiting for the driver in front to overtake. Sergio Perez finally gets past him. Kimi Räikkönen is out of the session, and that cost us a lot of time there because we were stuck in limbo. We couldn't pass anyone. Kimi was going rather slowly, but yeah, we managed to eventually get round him, and we're up to 12th. Here we are trying to overtake Sergio Perez. We get an amazing drive out of that corner. We are currently in 12th position, trying to push on Sergio Perez here on lap number 8. We're going to force our way down the inside with a massive dive bomb. Can we hold it with the braking? Somehow we do. It was a very late and very rash move there, but we do make it stick. We don't collide with him, and that makes it just a bit sweeter. We are now on to lap number 13. It's a battle with Kvyat here. We're going to try and dive bomb around the outside of this corner here, but Kvyat holds the line very well. We're going to try and sneak around the outside. We have to brake because this car was sliding all over the place, but Kvyat holds his line very well. Seems to be the AI are so much better at defending than they have been in previous years, and that makes all the difference. Now we're up to lap number 14. Kvyat is the driver in front of us. He's slowing us down. We can catch up to him, but we can't overtake, so we're going to dive bomb into the pits and try the undercut, try and come out in some clean air. We clipped the grass there, nearly clipped the tyre, but here we are into the pits. Yeah, we've started off really well. We're really aggressive. Like I said, we're up to P11 after overtaking Perez, so we're up to fighting Kvyat for a points position, and what a result that would be for us. But this is the one and only pit stop, obviously on lap number 14. We've really pushed well here in terms of optimizing the tyre and making the strategy work and trying to come out on top. As you can see, Mick's coming down the inside, and I think he hits us there. He does. Comes out of the pit and Mick hits us, and we're trying to stay on track. This is on board with Mick here. As you can see, I'm coming out of the pit and you're thinking, just brake. You don't need to go around me. And he hits me and he loses part of his wing, and that's probably his race ruined. We're on lap number 14 still, but we're coming on to the final straight, and I think Daniel Kvyat's in the pits. So we need to see if the undercut has worked properly. Can this have a massive effect on the result of this race? And we do come out in front of Kvyat. We're into the points as Mick Schumacher pits. I wonder why he's gone into the pits. Obviously he needed a change of tyre. But here we are on the last lap of the Grand Prix. We've been catching up with Ocon for every single lap, and for the last 5 laps we're being stuck behind him. We dive bomb down the inside. We do clip him. I think it was a fair enough move. Do we leave enough space? We'll have to have a look from Ocon's view, but we do get up to P9. Shows the speed is there on the wet tyres. We jump down the inside. I think we left just about enough room. We'll have to have a look from Ocon's view. We'll have a look here. Did we leave enough space? Oh, that is very marginal. Maybe that was a bit naughty of us. But yeah, a great race for us. We're up to P9 coming into the last lap. We set a personal best of the whole track in the second sector. And we're going to push here. And for the first race, we're going to finish in P9. What a result for Simplex Racing. And that is 2 points on the calendar for us. Considering where we started, P9, that is an exceptional result. What a start for us there. And as you can see, driver of the day is me. Not too shabby at all. Very happy with that result. But what a result for us, considering we started off 17th on the grid. The rain definitely helped us, because I don't think we would have had this same impact if it would have been a dry race. Not at all. But as you can see, the winner is Valtteri Bottas. A great win for him. And obviously the Mercedes team hoping to rack up another championship. But Bottas usually does get off to a good start in the Grand Prix. Alexander Albon there finishes 6th. Max Verstappen finished 2nd position. And 3rd was Lewis Hamilton. Obviously Hamilton will be chasing down his next championship, going against Valtteri Bottas. But what a result for us there. Massive points for the first race of the season. We'll have to see if we can keep up in the next race. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. What a result. What a race. And some great overtakes there. We're trying our best to keep it nice and clean. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe. And until the next video, goodbye.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the driver's standings. After today's performance, Valtteri Bottas secures the championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Thomas. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.